Welcome to the Community Voice. I'm Fara Sax. I'm the host, but my guest today is Ariel Dominguez. He is the president of Hola Insurance and is the chief operating officer of HolaDoctor. Did I get that right?
100%, yes.
But the biggest kudos I want to share with you, he has just been and won the South Florida Hispanic Chamber of Commerce will be honoring him for his health and wellness champion, for being an innovator of both artificial intelligence and automation for the healthcare industry. Did I get all that right?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I need some water.
It's a mouthful.
Woo, well, welcome. Thank you for
Thank
joining
you for having
me
me
today. Tell me a bit about HolaDoctor, and then we're going to get a little bit about you and your background.
Sure. Well, so HolaDoctor is an interesting company because it has weird roots. It started as a media company. It started actually in 1999. Two different individuals from different walks of life. One from the public health sector, another one from the world of consulting and business and sales. Kind of say, hey, how do we help bridge the gap of knowledge of health and wellness from the WebMD world, where it's all focused on the English market, but how do we help the Hispanic community learn about themselves, learn about their bodies, how they can be better, how they can be healthier, and give them content that speaks to their voice, right? And that's the foundation of what HolaDoctor was. And for many years, it grew with key individuals. One would be Bruno Lopez. He actually was the head of Univision's digital division and helped build Univision.com. And then he was brought over many years ago, about 11 years ago, to HolaDoctor to help build the vision of the HolaDoctor.com site, which is the WebMD for the Hispanic community. And from there, the company kind of started just evolving until in 2017, it was purchased and acquired by this really beautiful company called Pan American Life Insurance Group. Pan American Life Insurance Group, if you've ever heard of
they do health and they do insurance.
Yeah. Well, they do a lot of things, but their history is actually really interesting. So do you know Chiquita Banana? The banana company?
Of course I do. Okay. That was me last Halloween, don't you know?
Well, imagine Chiquita Banana and insurance. Where does that meet, right? Doesn't at all.
But you're in Miami, so everything goes, Yeah.
Well, United Fruit Company, which is this old company, where back in the days of the 1950s, 1960s, they were really even before that, 1930s, they were the foundations of a lot of the countries in South and Central America, where they were, basically importing and exporting all the fruit and goods that were generated in those countries. A lot of that happened in some ways, has a negative history and positive history, but Pan American, the insurance portion that was founded to help ensure some of the key consumers of the products, but also the employees of the companies that they had overseas. And part of that, then the company kind of evolved and grew into this beautiful 110-year-old company now that does all types of healthcare between life insurance, healthcare, and also healthcare technology all over Central and South America, and actually the largest in most of Central America. They have basically the majority of share in all the major Central American markets.
So they're the parent company for Hola.
They're the parent company, and the reason why they bought us, and for many other reasons, right, other than just our content.
It was for the bananas. I know it was for the bananas. Just tell me it was for the bananas.
Actually, it wasn't for the bananas, but we have beautiful oranges at our office, or we used to have, at least when we were.
That's where we're going right after this. Yeah. Right? Is that where we're going? Yeah. We're going to go right after.
Okay. They had this beautiful oranges. That's what I can remember. And Bruno, actually, if he's hearing this, he remember he has the best hot sauce in the world too. So if you want
shout out to Bruno. We need to call his website up and get some from him.
Yeah, exactly. And so. With that being said, like, the company kind of bought us for two different reasons, right? The first reason was we were an opening to the Hispanic community from direct to consumer. We were consumer facing, while they're a little bit more enterprise facing, or more focused on the selling business to business, and rather than on the consumer side. And they wanted to really help Hispanics with the different types of products that they have, and the different types of U.S. products they wanted to bring over from all their learnings in Central and South America. they've wanted a company that can help them bridge that gap, how to get to the Hispanic community without having to start from the ground up. And that was kind of the reason why HolaDoctor was such an interesting opportunity for them. But on top of that, it was also a cool company that was kind of a different approach from their normal direction, right? Because there was a company that's a little bit more startup environment, a little bit more focused on being nimble and agile and delivering quick results, rather than, you know, most old companies, especially ones that are this large and this big, they have a little bit of they're a little bit more rigid, a little bit more compliance focused, a little bit more the bureaucracy is a little bit more difficult for them to kind of go to market really quickly with some strategy. So HolaDoctor was kind of that opportunity for them to hit the market with and sell certain products and have certain outreach to the Hispanic community without having to go to their normal channels. And that helped kind of build the whole ecosystem of what we have today.
And how do you reach your community? I know you're, like you said, more in outreach for the Latin community and to bring them in. How do you do that?
So there's many ways, right?
Besides coming here.
Well, this is one way. And thank you for having me again. It's
thank you for coming again.
This is my first of hopefully many times that you'll invite me back if I don't mess up too badly on this one.
No, I already did. So we're 1 for 1 now. Okay, all right. You got one on me. Go ahead.
But look, the world is changing right in front of our eyes, right? The way we communicate, the way we see how the world interacts with one another is so dynamic. It changes every moment. So to say that we have one strategy to reach the Hispanic community is false, because it has to be a combination of a 360 approach. You have to be able to talk to the different generations based on where they exist and where you think they will exist in the future. So if we're talking about, for example, the Medicare space, which is 65 plus, that world exists in some ways it has a digital presence, but also has a traditional non-digital presence, right? Where you still have TV, radio, you have billboards, you even have newspapers, you have other types of community outreach that you do. That's more ground tactics meets the digital world. And I think that's what HolaDoctor is really, really great at. We're amazing at digital technology as well, because we've developed algorithmic approach to digital development. And when I say that it's a lot of jargon, right? Let me
break it down.
Let me simplify it, I guess.
That's why you won that award.
Yeah, because I could talk all these jargon.
And I just think it's fabulous.
And no one understands it, but they're like, yeah, he sounds smart.
Win the award. The exactly. County award goes to. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but to put it in simplest terms possible is, when you're building a company, especially when you're building a company that's going to try to outreach online, right? If you just go down the same routes as everyone else, you're going to be competing with everyone on the same kind of spectrum. And what we wanted to do is kind of, okay, we have to compete in the same channels, but can we approach it in a different way? And that's what we kind of aimed to do about 4 years ago, really, and have really successfully over the last 3 years been able to build that foundation. So we build an algorithm that allows us to score and analyze hundreds of variables of data that come in from all of our different channels, right? So Google will be a great example, right? Somebody searches on Google for health insurance, and South Florida would be a keyword somebody would search for, and they would get our ad, right? But they would get our ad, and they would also get several hundred other people selling health insurance and selling enrollments for Obamacare or Medicare or whatever product. What sets us apart, and what we do is we personalize the process from the moment that you click on our ad to the moment that you're talking to one of our agents, or you're getting one of our emails, getting one of our text messages, or getting on any of our different interactions with you. It's completely personalized to the individual. It's completely personalized to the person, and what we have is as an understanding of who you are, right? Again, we don't have a perfect understanding of who you are, because we have only certain metadata to go on. But at the same time, we can figure out what type of interests and likes that you have, and try to build a connection with you, and build a personalized customer journey, compared to building just an ad where you fill out or you call us, right? That anybody can do that.
Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there's no uniqueness in that.
Absolutely. And you're not only in Miami.
Well, we're actually in 40 plus states now, so
right.
we're in every major state in the country. We're even in Alaska. We don't sell much in Alaska, but you know, it's a brag that we're saying, hey, we're all the way in Alaska.
We'll take it. We'll take it.
We're fully licensed in all these in all these different states. Our main focus again is still the Hispanic community. What we do mostly is we're a company that's targeting the Hispanics because we do two things very well too, right? We outside of what Pan American does very well, we do on the HolaDoctor side, we do very well. We know how to speak to Hispanics because we hire Hispanics. We hire fully bilingual agents that are all Hispanics, either born in the United States or born abroad and raised with Hispanic background, Hispanic families. And we try to kind of bridge that gap, right? How to explain insurance to a person who doesn't understand insurance because they come from a different culture, because they never have insurance in their previous country. When they immigrated over here, now they have to understand the landscape of this financial services landscape, which is very difficult. How do you understand life insurance? How do you understand what the benefits are? How do you understand what ACA is, your subsidies, your all these different things? What does ARPA mean, right? This American Rescue Plan, all these different things.
You bring it down to the level where they're
Correct.
able to communicate, because I don't understand a lot of it. I'm not a Latina, but I don't even understand when I'm trying to figure and the Medicare. It's like, what, how does that happen? Walk me through the steps. It's very, very difficult to navigate in these waters.
Exactly. No, and the most interesting thing is that as you're having these conversations, you learn so much about your customer and what they're looking for and what they want and what they don't want. And what we have is a great feedback loop. Our agents and our employees as a whole, I mean, we have what are called lifers, right? We don't almost everybody who's been with the company.
They did hard time.
they would say that. They would say that behind my back, probably, but no, they love working for Hola.
Love you.
Well, they love working for Hola because of because the two things I was mentioning. Because we're so dedicated to what we do. We do it so well that it just resonates across the happiness and kind of like that vibrance of what we do.
Infectious.
It's a passion, right?
Absolutely.
And we have such a great team of people. I mean, we have these really intelligent, capable individuals that have opportunities with us that maybe they wouldn't have had elsewhere, but because we are kind of just trying to merge the world of Hispanic with the world of automation and artificial intelligence, which is not traditionally what companies are doing. A lot of companies in Silicon Valley are going after the general market, right? Going after the American consumer, but none of them are really talking to the Hispanic the way they should be. And that's where Hola, I think,
okay, so that leads us, what role does artificial intelligence play at Hola? I mean, I think of something very Orwellian, but it's not. It's really tracking data. It's finding out maybe a diagnosis for an illness. Is that correct?
Well, so we do a lot of things with artificial intelligence. But
I feel like we're living in another world, and it's just very interesting. So bring it down to earth so that we understand.
Sure. So the same thing that Tesla does, or these other companies doing, right? Where it's like making life just easier, right? Where it's self-driving cars or predictive search on Google, where it's predicting what you're going to be searching for, so that way you don't have to even finish typing what you're typing, or the algorithm on YouTube or any of these other platforms that find you the videos that you would technically like based on your previous history. That's what we do. What we do is we try to analyze a lot of the components of your life, of what you're looking for and who you are, what your family members look like, in order to give you the best price, best product, and the best overall coverage that you can sustain as a family. Because there's two ways you can sell insurance, or there's two ways you can get people to buy insurance, right? You can sell them on ignorance, meaning I don't know what I'm buying.
Yeah, but it looks good.
But it looks great.
Yeah.
Right?
You look like a little Irish boy. I'm going to buy it from you, right?
Exactly.
He's Latin.
Yeah, I speak Spanish for anybody out there wondering.
He's not a leprechaun.
Not today. But the crux of what we're trying to do, or the major issue we try to solve, is how do we personalize insurance so that way the agent doesn't have to think about what they're selling to the customer. They can find the right product without having. It's not a sell point. It's more of an advisory point at this point, right? I'm advising you on what's best for you and your family based on your unique set of.
So it's not a one size fits all system.
But there isn't. It's impossible. If an agent ever tells you, or somebody in the insurance world ever tells you, no, we got a product that fits everyone. No, there's no such thing. Products can be individualized. Products can be tailored to your set of needs. And again, your family. Your family is different. You might have a family member who has heart problems, who has diabetes, who has chronic illnesses of some kind that needs a lot of medical attention. You do not want to give them a bronze plan or something on the lower end on the ACA side, or you don't want to give them a plan that has a lot of a maximum, a big out-of-pocket maximum. They have to pay out a lot, or they have to pay a huge deductible at the end of the day. How are you servicing them? How are you helping them be healthier?
So you're a navigator. You're really helping them navigate through these waters. I'm going to change topics just a little bit. Let's talk about the future of the Affordable Health Care Act.
Okay, that's a big one.
So where are we go? Where have we been? Where are we going? We're in lockdown. We had a lot of things that were put on hold, but what's the future look like?
So ACA is it's a very complex issue because it all depends on administrations, right? As we went from the Trump administration to the Biden administration, a lot of things changed. With Biden coming in, he passed a lot of executive decisions and executive orders that really opened up a lot of subsidies, higher subsidies, a lot of extra capital to be flushed into the ACA market or the ACA world. That obviously is hugely beneficial for the consumers in that respect that are getting higher subsidies. It helps some. It doesn't. It also on the other, there's a negative aspects to everything, right? There's a balance, right? But from our world, what we see it is we're going to keep on trying to help people find affordable healthcare. And the Affordable Health Care Act is a great tool for that, because we have companies that are competing out there. We have major carriers from the Florida Blues to, the Ambetters of the world, all these big companies that you see on advertisements all over your billboards as you drive down the highways or as you go on your TVs or anywhere you see them. They're competing for new members. They're competing for new people to come in and join their plans. And what we're going to do is we work with all of them. We have direct partnerships with all these different companies. And what that gives us the ability to do is help them, going back to the previous statement, help us navigate the waters for them. And there's a certain aspect of where the Affordable Care Act will go that it's just unknown because of how the government and really the economy is really shaping out to be. Right now we went from COVID-19 where everybody was enrolling in Medicare. In ACA, and getting some type of health coverage out of it. And as COVID kind of goes away and we start reinstating some level of normalcy and we become a little bit more back to previous 2020. I think you're going to see a lot of people are going to focus on health and focus on getting covered because they see the necessity. They see that this pandemic came out of nowhere, and a lot of them got caught blindsided and didn't.
In so many ways, not with their jobs, with their healthcare also.
But a lot of people didn't have healthcare, and now if they lost their jobs, now where do they go, right? Then you get unemployment, but only for a certain amount of time. So they need, and healthcare is such an expensive aspect of your life, especially if you live in this country where there's so many different reasons why you need to go to the doctor and why you need to be doing preventative checks, and people just don't do it, so they have to then end up going to hospitals and getting treated. And we really strive to make sure that they have the product that they need to build upon that. But the Affordable Care Act is such a complicated world to navigate. How do you do it as an individual that doesn't know anything? And that's I think where the Affordable Care Act needs to do better. It's figure out how to explain the products better.
The education is just everything, and it's it's insurmountable. But I'm glad that you're breaking it down piece by piece.
Yeah.
If someone, I know we have more time, but
sure.
What is a website, or how do they reach HolaDoctor?
So they can go to HolaDoctor.com.
HOLA doctor.com.
Yeah. Okay. HolaDoctor or HolaInsurance.com. They can just search us on Google. We're pretty much anywhere. As long as you just type in HolaDoctor, you'll find something related to us. Lots
of things going on. So tell me about some of the other areas and services that Hola focuses on, other than healthcare.
We're in a lot of different places that kind of I think are good complements to what we do on the healthcare side. But we have a really thriving translation and consulting business. Actually, we are hugely partnered with a company out in New Jersey called Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield. They're the largest Blue Cross Blue Shield plan in New Jersey, and they actually, the only one actually, and the one of the largest carriers out there. And we have retail operations over there where we actually service customers in physical retail locations to help them pay for insurances, get money services, get even sometimes we do blood pressure screenings, we do types of events, we do yoga, we do all types of things.
Sign me up.
Yeah, it's a fun community outreach program that we set up, and it's all free to HolaDoctor members and to Horizon members. So it's a great way to help also the South Asian community, which is another area that we really focus on in the New Jersey area. So we're not just fully focused on Hispanics in New Jersey. We're also helping South Asian communities across there.
I'm just catching my breath.
It's a lot. And that's just one aspect of what we do.
Yeah, you'll be coming back. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so there's a lot more there.
How long have you been with Hola?
So I'm going into my 4th year now. So but it feels like 1,700 years of work.
But he comes across like he's like, everything is suavecito, everything is good. You're really relaxed. Yeah. So talk about your management style, how that happens.
Well, my management style comes from a combination of things that I learned from previous management that I've been under, and I've also had the opportunity to manage other companies. I come from a very collaborative environment. Everything has to be done in a team. We do matrix reportings. We do where you and I, if we're working together, even if I'm technically your boss or you're my boss, we all work as a collaborative unit rather than working as a bureaucratical or dictatorial system.
And I've gotten to see you in action, and I just feel like everybody is really on the same playing field.
Yeah, and we all love what we do, and we all kind of care for each other. Even though we have a lot of employees now, we went from a company that had a few 65, 70 employees at one point. Now we're going to hit upwards of 300 plus employees across 5 different countries, and we keep on growing our business and growing our partnerships and everything. But what we strive to do is the culture never changes. We aim to be the same people that we were at the beginning to when we are at the very, very top. And we, as we continue to grow, it's making sure that every position understands that life is all about a balance and about building a balance between work and life, but finding that work is a huge part of your life and merging a lot of fun and interesting and ideas that can help you be a better person. I think that's really what Hola stands for.
Absolutely. And what has been the biggest challenge that you've had to date facing HolaDoctor?
That's a tough question because there's been so many challenges.
Pick your poison. Pick your poison.
Well, I think the challenge is I'm a visionary, and so is the leadership at Pan American. They're visionaries. My direct boss, the president of Pan American, Bob DeCiani, he's a visionary. Hey,
Bob.
Yeah. And his mandate to me was simple. Build a company that can stand for something, but build the next version of what the future for Hispanics in healthcare will be.
And what does that vision look like?
It's a tough one. It's
the tough questions.
It's like going back to my original thing. It's using automation, using the ability to use data and artificial intelligence to make the life of the consumer simple, fast, and they don't have to worry about any aspect of their healthcare. No one cares about your healthcare insurance. No one wants to think about healthcare insurance on a daily basis. People want to know it's there. People want to know it's there for a rainy day, and they want to know that it's taken care of and that they have the right coverage.
So
that's our vision.
So I pick up the phone, I get someone that would help me walk me through what would be best for me, my situation, my lifestyle, my family.
Correct. Yeah.
And then you would really tailor something.
We would tailor it. Not only that, we would engage with that person and build perks and build different. We give them different tools. We have a tool that we built called Mi Dieta, which is a dieting app that helps you diet in 4,000 different recipes.
Excuse me, are you insinuating something?
No. You look great.
Just I wanted to compliment.
Yeah, you look great, but for the consumers that want some type of diet solution, we have. And it's great for people who have diabetes and things like that. So we're trying to tailor the world of healthcare into the day-to-day life of the individual, and bridging the difficulties between understanding insurance and having actual insurance that takes care of you and your family.
So in the time we have left, project yourself 3 years from now. Think about that. Other than driving one of your beautiful cars that I've just heard about, where do you see yourself contributing?
Well, I look at life as through the prism of what can I do for the people that are around me, the direct people that are around me, but also the people that aren't around me. I look at two sides, right? I can affect the people that are around me because I can help them, I can assist them, I can give them knowledge. I can take knowledge from them and build me as a better person because of what they give me. So I think that's what my vision for myself is that. But I think the vision for HolaDoctor as well is how do we help Hispanics in all these communities across the United States and even the world, because we're in Mexico, we're in Costa Rica, we're in other places that we're.
Do you get to go to these places at least?
Yeah, I'm actually supposed to go to Mexico in July, so I will be in July in Mexico. And that for me is where I think HolaDoctor can really make a difference, is helping these individuals that don't necessarily understand what they need, don't have the money or the means to necessarily afford the coverages or the things that are easily affordable by other people. And I want them not to be taken advantage of. I want them to find a place where they can come in and they can feel like I have a representative, I have a person who cares for my particular situation and understands me and understands what I need in my life and how I can be better.
I love the mission. I love your mission.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, and I'm wishing you and Dr. Hola Insurance a great day, and may the community rally around you, and really so that we can really make a difference. It's www.holadoctor.com.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Fara, for having me.
And good luck on receiving your award, Biltmore, at the end of the month.
Yes, I'm excited about it. Hopefully my speech does go well, I guess. I don't know.
And I hope you come back to visit us again.
I will. Anytime.
Thank you so much. And thank you for joining us on the Community Voice. Have a great day.